Build Day 18. Come on, Kay, get going. Yeah, we just got done parking the truck. And she'd rather follow than lead. She wants to make sure she can keep an eye on me. Now get going. Get going. You're gonna run up your tail. We didn't do too bad yesterday. We got all the partitions up. We got the last 2 tents up. I got some electrical lines ran. And we got the witch display skinned. I gotta get the extra skins out of here. Today's docket. And it won't take all day to do it. But we gotta get the gypsy display all skinned. And then I need to get fence panels in both for this display and the witch display. And then the maze will be 100% done. And then we can go on to stage 2. Stage 2 is presenting part of a problem. I'll come over here to the pirate area. We have a huge fish net that we normally hang from the walls and stuff as a kind of like a roofing material, and we let it drape down the walls and stuff. I have one huge piece that we like to do. In order to get it up, one, I've got to get the fencing out here because it snags on the fencing like crazy. But that's normal. But my problem is right there, that tent leg. It's right where the fish netting needs to go. I've got to figure out how to get the fish netting around that. I don't want to cut a huge slice in the netting in order to put it up. But then again, trying to figure out, because that fish netting stretches real good. You know, you hang it up, it looks tight, you come out the next morning, it's all sagging, you have to re-stretch it, and re-stretch it, and re-stretch it. You know, it takes 3 or 4 times. So if I cut a hole to put the leg in, that hole, instead of being, you know, just a little bit bigger than the leg, is going to end up being a foot or 2 bigger than the leg by the time we get done stretching the net. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that, and that's going to be interesting. Like I said, I don't want to slit the net, you know, put a huge slice in the net, but probably going to end up doing that. Either that or a hole. I've got to figure out what I want to do yet. But anyway, breakfast of the day, Jack Link's pepperoni. And Kaylee's going to have some of this, and she'll probably have the pepperoni she's got in her mouth, which is Oberta. So that and a large Coke. There's your breakfast of the day. Now I'm going to go get my tools out. We're going to get to work. Okay, milestone reached. Stage 1 is officially done. The maze is complete. All the walls are up, all the fencing's in, what have you. Now people come out of the gypsy into that way. You're going to be traveling backwards into the gypsy and around here and into the witch. And of course we'll have curtains up, and our secret door is right there between the 2 zip ties, which I have shut currently, which will be opening back up. Now I need to get in here, and I need to get this fence panel off so we can bring stuff out from the back. And our next project is over here in the pirate area, which is going to take some time. One, I got to get all the fencing out of here. The barrel should be okay. I got to get the hand truck out of here though. But we got the fish netting to put in. That's my next major project. And I have no idea how long that is going to take. I think what we're going to end up doing is laying out most of the netting on the ground. Figuring out, because we always want some hanging down the walls as well. So I'll figure out, and we call that our slop. Whatever's hanging down the walls, our slop. So I've got to figure out how much slop I want on both sides. Put the tent leg on the netting, and I'm going to cut a, you know, like a 6-inch circle out that will ride up the leg, and then we'll start putting the netting up and kind of going from there, and hopefully get to where we want to get to. But netting is going to take a while. But hey, stage 1 is done, and the netting is a prop of sorts, I guess. Well, I guess you can count the wall panels props too. So anyway, maze is done on stage 1. Now on to stage 2. Quickie update. Been working over in the Pirate, getting the net up. And we got it up. And Morgan's over there picking up garbage for me, which I do appreciate greatly because there was a lot of it in here. This netting is a bitch to put up. You know, we've had it 4 or 5 years now. And you would think with all the time it has been out here hung up in the weather, it would be semi-clean. It isn't. It's rusty, it's dirty, and no matter how long you have it hanging up, it doesn't get clean. I am filthy. I'm going to need a shower tonight. Now, as to where I got that, that is an actual trawling net. Jim Erickson found that for me when he was living in Tacoma. It's been 4 or 5 years. He found it on Craigslist, but we found out if you live in a port town that has, you know, a fishing fleet in it, in the fall and sometimes in the spring, if you go down to the port and to the companies that do the fishing and stuff and go into their office, they replace their nets every so often. And their old nets, they either throw in the garbage or they sell. If I remember right, Jim bought 2 nets altogether, and they're big nets. One for him and one for me, and I think it was like $50 a pop for them, or something around that. And you know, this was 4 or 5 years ago, but you can get them used. So if you need fish netting, go down and buy one of these, and one of these nets goes a long way. That's about half the netting. We've got more in the back. It's been cut up into little snippets and stuff over the years, and we use that on the walls as well, you know, for decoration or on props or on, you know, other things. But anyway, I need to take Kaylee for her walk. She's waiting for her walk. And I'm going to get lunch, and then after lunch, we're going to start moving props out here. Not sure how far we're going to get because I am already running out of energy. Okay guys, end of the day wrap up. And this is an extremely early end of the day wrap up. It's just a little bit after 7 o'clock. I'll explain why here in a sec. We're quitting so damn early. Today we didn't do bad at all. We got stage 1 officially done. We are now on stage 2, which is prop move-in. We got the gypsy set skinned. Got fencing in both the witch and the gypsy, which ended stage 1. I then went out to the shed and pulled out the netting. Talked about that earlier. We got the fish netting put into the Pirate. Once I was done with that, we got started with the storage depot or storage dump out back. Every prop we have had out there is now out in the haunt with the exception of the Q-line pillars. And those are going to stay out there until we're way closer to opening. Because if I put them out in the haunt now, we're just going to be tripping over the damn things. They'll be in the way. So it's just best just to leave them out there, which is what we did. We then went down and got down into the basement. We got the fireplace, the Skull Abra, the rule sign, Jen's picture for the Pirate, along with the ship's wheel, and the 2 fake bushes we put into the spider, up and out. Then we went over and hit our other little mini storage area down there, which was behind my basement workshop. Got 2 chests, a table, and what else? There was and a bookshelf, and a couple other things out here. We also got the new table for the gypsy display out here. And I got something for stage 3, which is getting started on electrical. I got my power station out here, and it's plugged in and tested, and everything's working except for one circuit. And we had trouble with that circuit last year, so it was something I was supposed to look at and fix and never got around to, but it's okay. Now, the reason why we are quitting so early, most of the pieces in the storage dump and in the last section we did in the basement were big, bulky, and heavy as hell. It took Sue Ann and I grunting coming up the stairs with them. You know, with their size and weight and everything, it was hard going upstairs and around corners and stuff. Sue Ann and I are both totally exhausted. In fact, I'm having trouble holding the camera. I'm thinking about going to bed extremely early tonight because I am just out of it. But anyway, that's the reason why one of the reasons why we're quitting. The other reason is after we got done with dinner is now, like I said, a little after 7 and it's too dark. I have no lighting in the haunt yet because we haven't gotten to stage 3 and stage 4, which means we can't see to get props out here. And we still have a bedroom, a huge bedroom, crammed full of stuff that needs to be brought out before I can go through and start setting things up. So that's going to wait until tomorrow. That'll be first thing on the list tomorrow is bringing out all the rest of the props, getting them into their displays, or setting them into their displays, not putting them up, but getting them into their displays. And then we'll switch over and start going display by display by display, getting everything put out and put up. And that will probably take a couple of days to do that. It's not something you just do in an hour or two. Not when you got a haunt with all the stuff I've got. I wish, and part of me kind of wishes I just did a drive-by display and had a graveyard. You know, put up some fencing, put out a little mausoleum, and maybe 15 to 20 tombstones, run your lighting, run your music, put in a fog machine and be done with it. And be all set up in a couple of weekends. No go on this one. I've got a lot of stuff and I keep adding to it every year. But anyway, that's kind of where we're standing. Tomorrow we will continue moving in props and then hopefully start getting stuff set up. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you go and go get this edited and uploaded. And we will see you tomorrow. Stay spooky. Stay toxic.